Welcome back to Five, another episode of This and That. Me and Joel are here and we're joined by Ashley Williams, and we are going to be finding out whether he prefers this or if he prefers that.
Simple. Ash, welcome.
Thanks, guys.
All right, cool. So let's go for it. Steve?
I know where this one's going off the bat, but Prime Bale or Prime Neymar?
Prime Bale.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, but that's the obvious one for everyone.
No.
What, so what you Prime Bale or Prime Neymar?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear who the second one was, but
Yeah, but this see what I mean? Come on,
Neymar
man.
Or Prime Bale.
Oh, man.
I never see Neymar do the things that Bale does.
Yeah, but Bale can't do what Neymar was doing.
There's some stuff Neymar does, man.
Yeah,
but Bale was winning and being effective. It's all them nicety things, but not. I didn't see Neymar run off the pitch and score and win Champions League.
No, but he did
medal.
win.
But not single-handedly, which you can kind of credit Bale for.
That's a mad thing to
and we
throw
take away everything Ronaldo was doing during that time and the effectiveness that Benzema had as well.
Yeah, but come on, man. We're talking about Prime Bale, Prime Neymar.
Should have ended with that. Anyway, Michu or Bony?
Michu, Michu, I think.
Explain why this is a difficult decision.
It's difficult because I love them both for different reasons. Bony was good. Bony was great. For that season he had with us, he was like phenomenal. I know he didn't recreate that at City, but Michu just had something a little bit different that we don't often see in the Premier League, I don't think.
Wait. Can we go back to Prime Bale and Prime Neymar, yeah?
No, just
want to say that Prime Neymar was so good that despite achieving everything he has achieved, he's still not achieved what he should have achieved in his career. Literally. That's how good he was.
I'll give you that.
The numbers he's got, though, are a joke, you know.
In every team, by the way. Neymar was so good, that he's probably the only Brazilian, him and maybe Casemiro, could play in like the legendary Brazilian teams like 2002 and stuff like that. I can see him playing in that.
Okay, so can I just say this? If you was a manager and you had the choice of Prime Neymar, Prime Bale, which one would you have signed for your team if you was trying to win the Champions League or your league?
That's why it's a tough one, isn't it? I'm going Neymar.
To win, to get you over the line.
You know, we had Jermaine Defoe on last week, and he said Prime Bale as well, but I reckon it's just, you not played with him, innit?
Business.
Yeah, exactly, you know what I mean?
Someone
but anyway.
on that text.
Yeah. Moving it on then, Steve?
I think Neymar is incredibly disrespected by a lot of people because people see a lot of the tricks and the diving's distasteful with people as well.
And he plays in France and it looks like he spent half a decade there.
I'm not saying he's not an unbelievable player. I think he's one of the best that we've seen.
And what's going on with that sister's birthday thing, man? That's it. Anyway. Calvert Lewin or Richarlison?
He's going to say Calvert Lewin because he's probably his mate. He's probably mentored him. Saw him coming up in the youth
so
team.
I'm not afraid of like upsetting people, but I'm going to say Calvert Lewin anyway.
God,
for real. I don't know. I like Richarlison. He's a good player. I didn't really play with him. I didn't get a chance to play with him. Played against him a lot. But Dom, I think on his day, you know, like we haven't seen him good at peak, at prime for a while, but on his day, he's so fast, so strong. He can finish. If you're looking for a number 9, I'm taking him.
Really?
Over him, yeah.
Over Richarlison?
Yeah. I like Richarlison. With
that guy?
I'm taking Dom all day.
Wow, that's a big
over
shot,
both of them, but I like both of them. But Dom, for me, in my team, if I was building a team, I want that kind of target man, that pinnacle of our attack. So we know, like if a ball's coming in the box and stuff, he's finishing it.
Fair enough.
Baines or Coleman?
He's about to lose some friends tonight, B. Yeah.
That's a tough one, man. They're both top class fullbacks. Do you have to? Do I have to give you one?
It's called this or that, not.
Or what
not
about
maybe,
both? This, that, or both?
No,
you can't. They're both.
No, it says this or that.
Can we put up the clip when Ash said he's not afraid of upsetting people?
No, it's not. I'm not afraid of like upsetting people, but
I'm not afraid of like upsetting people.
No, it's not even that. It's just I can't really separate them. They're both. Even Seamus is still playing now. I think I'll go with Baines just for the fact that I think he's one of the best left backs that we've seen in my time anyway. A British left back for a long time. His technical ability was a joke. He was a good defender. He was an unbelievable athlete. I think if it weren't for like Ashley Cole being in the same area, he would have been the number 1 left back for a long, long time.
Fair enough.
Martinez or Saliba?
Martinez.
No, wait.
Well, that's the question.
Wait, that's half the question.
Okay.
Read the second half then.
I don't think it matters. Who would you want as your centre-half partner?
That does matter a little bit, actually. As my centre-half partner. See, I used to be the kind of, we used to call it like the number 2 centre back, which would be Martinez a little bit in terms of
the aggressor.
No, the smaller one, the bit more flexible. Probably with next to a big one. I was always next to a big one, but I'm not sure that Saliba is the big one either. But I'll take Martinez. I'm a fan of him. I just like the way. There's a lot of talk about his height and all of that. I don't think that it's an issue for him. I like the way he plays. Even yesterday when he come on, I think he upped the tempo. They were struggling a little bit to move the ball and move leads to then play through the lines, and he kind of upped that. I think he's a good football player and he's up for a scrap. I like him.
To each their own. Lukaku or Drogba, who would you find tougher to face?
How have these two ended up next to each other?
No, because we're saying tougher to face. You know, don't forget, even Rio gives the example. He's played against certain players. He found it more difficult to play against Bergkamp than he did Thierry Henry.
I know, but
it doesn't mean
Lukaku and Drogba are not the same sort of player. And if you want the archetype of what Lukaku does, there's quicker players than that.
Mate,
he's just a big fox in the box.
We're not here to break that down.
Go on.
Ash.
Drogba is tougher to face. Rom is a good player and difficult to play against. Plays against him loads and loads and loads. If it was up to me though, Drogba just give me like such a torrid every single time. I was younger then as well. Just coming to pardon.
How's he on you? He's just.
He can do it. There's nothing he can't do. So he can head it better than you. He's probably quicker than you. He's definitely stronger than you, and he can finish from inside the box, outside the box, left, right. Like he was just, and his shoulders were like here. Do you know? Like he's just a big. You've probably met him. He's just a big unit of a man, and he runs fast and strong. Do you know what I mean? Just not everyone can do that at top speed and keep your strength to hold you off. So he'd go the channels, he'd come and get it to feet. It just made it so difficult. And whereas Rom is obviously an excellent player as well, but I don't think he posed as many problems as Drogba did when you play against him.
You see, when you're standing up against Drogba, whatever, let's just say it's a corner or whatever, when you touch a man's back or chest, you feel the strength.
I remember playing at Stamford Bridge, and it was like, honestly, this is how it makes you. I'm 6 foot scraping in, but this is how it makes you feel. So I'm behind him, he's there, they're playing it at the back or whatever, and you're having to like
look past
around the shoulder because he's so wide. Like where, and then they play it up to him. You might as well not challenge because it's just coming in. He made himself so big and wide, and everything stuck.
Aaron Lennon, Theo Walcott.
They're the same player.
I'll go Aaron Lennon. But lots of difficult matchups. Me and him used to have a good battle, right? And we spoke about this when we played together, where even though he was on the wing, he'd always get to the byline. Mm-hmm. So it was like afterwards when we played together, he used to say, I used to always cut out my crosses. So he used to like the cutback. But I knew he liked the cutback, so then he started to change it up. So then we'd have this little battle where he'd always get to the bylines. He was so sharp, such a good player. Yeah. Underrated, I think.
I think as well.
Very underrated player.
100% agree.
But he was always trying to second guess where he was going to cross it, whether he was going to stand it up for like Adebayor, you got no chance at the back stick, or he's going to cut it back, or he's going to fizz it across. But I think Aaron Lennon, like underrated, excellent football player.
Jagielka or Gary Monk?
I gotta go with Monks. Monks is my boy, man. I have to go with Monks. I had years with Monks. I learned the game from Gary Monk. I think he's another one where, he played in the Premier League in a good team where we was finishing top half for a lot of years. He played through all the leagues, and I went in there as a 23-year-old next to him, and just he taught me all them things that you're probably not going to get taught from your coach or that are probably going out the game now. Those little elements of the game where you can get a yard, or you might be able to pull a shirt here or do something there. Like, he taught me all that. Yeah, he taught me all that.
Is there enough of that schooling going on, do you reckon?
I think there's zero now.
Really?
That's half the problem. Yeah, I think that we've lost that element of the game, and I know we got like VAR. They want to clamp down on certain things, and I get that, of course. But there's some things that are just going in terms of like, I got a real issue with defenders that don't want to defend, fullbacks that can't defend the back post, fullbacks that can't stop crosses, centre-backs that are off balance and not in the correct positions when crosses come into the box. So it's great that you can build attacks and you can switch it 80 yards and whatever else, but like the fundamentals don't change for me, but it seems like we're getting away from that a little bit.
Musiala or Bellingham?
Bellingham, but I do like Musiala as well, but Bellingham is the next guy up for me. I think He's the prince. He's coming through. He's going to... I can see him taking it all, being the best player in the world at some point.
It's close, though. That one's, like, tight.
Yeah, no, both of them. But I just think the way that Bellingham can get it done, like we watched him, didn't we, in the World Cup, and it's like, when you see him live, you're like, wow, this guy's a machine. He's a tank.
Vincent Kompany or Virgil van Dijk?
Kompany, I think.
You think
I like Van Dijk, but I think Kompany was... it's tough. I don't know either of them too well. I only played against both of them. But I think Kompany was... In that City team that they had at that time, he was just the sensible head, but he was the aggressor as well. He was very organised. He was a good football player as well. I would pick him. It's a hard one. I can't take nothing really away from Van Dijk. If he was just asking me, I'd select Kompany over Van Dijk, but they're very similar, I think.
Where's Kompany rank in terms of all-time Premier League centre-halves?
He has to be quite high. He's not in the top 3. I'd just go... Don't think he's the arm mate. I put Rio above him. I put Vidic above him. He might come in third, actually. I'm saying he's not top 3.
Stam's number 1, so let's get that out of the way.
Yep. He's not.
Stam's number 1. Stam is number 1.
Tell him he's not Ash.
I'm not. Do you know what I'm not doing? I'm not entertaining it. So I move in my mind. I'd already moved on to the next thing because I'm not entertaining that. Next is going to be saying David May is number 1 and all this.
Yep, Stam's number 1. There's only one guy that's came and won 3 titles.
Mate.
Back to back.
For time, Sean Dyche or Sam Allardyce?
Sean Dyche. They obviously got similar-ish styles. I don't think they're the same. I think Sean Dyche is probably a little bit more... And Big Sam's going to say different, obviously, but I think Sean Dyche is a little bit more effective with the way he does it. I didn't particularly enjoy playing under Sam Allardyce with that style. I'd come from Swansea. It was a complete opposite style of football. I understood why Sam Allardyce plays the way he does, and it gets results and it gets you where you need to get sometimes. But I didn't find it that enjoyable. I never played for Sean Dyche, but I just think what he did with Burnley for so long, it'd be quite interesting now to see what he does with Everton with a few more weapons and you'd guess some better resources at his helm to see if he can utilise that and do anything with Everton. I think out of those two, I'd go Sean Dyche.
Allardyce has got a weird reputation that I'm not sure is entirely accurate about him. How much sort of data and science and stuff was going on with him while you were there?
The same amount as everyone else.
Oh, right, okay.
But at the time when I played with him, but I think he had it up and running way before everyone else. So I think that's where that comes from.
He got in early but didn't keep innovating.
Well, I think everyone caught up with him, and there's only so much data you can probably have. But he is big on numbers and stuff. So we'd have situations where I couldn't get my head around because I weren't from that. I didn't get that. It was like you got to stop training. I'm like, what do you mean the training's not over? I didn't get this because I didn't run enough. But some like Theo Walcott, you got to come out. Why? Because you've hit the target of today because it's Thursday. And lads are like, well, I'm just getting into the group. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to finish training and then I want to do a bit of shooting out. Well, no, that's it. You got to come off. Or sometimes at the end of training, it would be, which would probably be me, it's like you got to do, I have to do 6 runs, you got to do 4, you got to do 14 because you didn't hit the number predicted on that day. So I didn't understand the science. I didn't try and understand it, but it weren't for me. Do you know what I mean? You can see if a player's worked hard at training or not, or you can see if he's getting tired and then you can pull him out. But when lads are saying, I feel like I need to do more, I know my body, especially the older ones, that know themselves, I know my body, I want to do a bit more, I want to do some finishing. Or today, I just need if you want me on Saturday at peak, I just need a little bit of a down day because I feel fatigued, which is fine. Do you know what I mean? Be honest with it. He had the control of that, whereas I don't think that's not the way that I enjoyed to play.
Last one. What one are you going for? The last one.
I'll just give you a one-worder.
Thiago
Silva all day. That's
Thiago Silva over Varane.
Thiago Silva. Boom. Done.
I like that. Okay,
I don't
cool.
even have to explain why.
Is it? But we want to hear though, because you're a centre back.
Thiago Silva's a legend, man. I've loved him for years. I think he's one of the best. He's one of the best ever. The way he reads the game.
I'm with you. By the way,
he reads the game.
Come on, tell him.
Tell him what?
Are you a big fan of Varane?
I ain't got a strong opinion on this little argument here.
No, I'm just asking you. Now, are you a big fan of Varane?
I like him.
Who would you? Can I just?
I'm not
sorry,
don't
mean to take over the show, but can I ask you that question? Thiago Silva or Raphael Varane?
Right now. Varane, I'm taking right now. But I think what they've achieved probably go with Silva.
Let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it. Guys, thank you very much for joining us on this week's episode of This or That. Ash, thanks for joining, man. And you were brilliant on Bible 5 as well. Make sure you check that out. And yes, we'll be back soon. Peace.